What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Orange is Media, and today I wanted to take you through the process of me editing pictures, how I select photos, how I go about editing the photos. Yesterday, I took pictures at a youth poetry workshop led by Exodus United. Shouts out to them, and I wanted to kind of take you through the process of me selecting the photos, editing it. I'm kind of like 25% there, so I figure I'll just go live and show you guys the process. Let's dive right in. All right. Take you there. I want to go there. Take you to that great place. All right. Perfect. So, where'd I leave off? I have raw images and I have keepers. Keepers are images that I am selecting through the raw images. Our pictures that I'm selecting through the raw images that kind of conveys some of the moments throughout the workshop that I want to tell. Uh, so this is a great photo right here. It's like it really shows the interaction between the facilitators and the students. My photos like cropped in like after a while. I don't know why. So I like the shot. Um, People smiling in pictures is always like a dope shot. Um, Somebody here, she's holding up the facilitator Slim Truth's book and representing. Shouts out to the authors of the world. She's holding it up right there. So a lot of the kids they were tasked in this moment to write a poem um, in a specific amount of time, and so back in the day, back in my day, we used to just simply use a pen and a pad to do this with, and I um I was pretty just shocked at how many kids just use their phones. So if you see kids like on their phones or whatever, instead of like with a pen and pad, then they're just writing in their notes, which is actually people lose notebooks, people get notebooks stolen, so really understandable. Gotta always get like a nice little wide shot, like you see here. This is the entire room, focusing on the person that's sharing the poem. Actually, I think she went up first, so she's a very bright student. Okay, this shot right here, I love this shot because it's like really engaging. It tells a story. All right, so there, got a couple different angles. It's wide shots. Let's see. You know what? I like this wide shot right here, and I'm gonna get a close-up shot as well. Actually going through the piece, a lot of times people talk with their hands, that like that gives a good vibe when you're performing. It's like really just taking you through it. This shot is cool. Simba, taking a picture of her, taking pictures of a picture. It's cliche to do, but I love to do it. So this shot right here. So um, we took it in a really not great place, the pictures and stuff like that. Look at her to the right. It was just like, she did that like every time I was like aiming the camera her way. Um, so we took it pictures in a place where it's like mainly fluorescent lights. I didn't know that that's what we are going to be doing. Usually we're in a different section where there is better lighting, but I'm going to try to resolve some of this in the editing process. This is Simba kind of going over things with the students. These guys are really shy at first, but they end up coming out their shell. Um, she had a really great poem. She was fairly new. A lot of the students gave her advice And I thought that was really cool because it was like advice I would have, given in regards to like poem and introductions and stuff. But it was cool to see like some of the students give that advice. Okay. So, I don't know why Slim is looking. I don't know why she's looking at me when she's supposed to be teaching the class. Like, I know she wasn't talking to me. Okay. All right. So yeah, got to get the people, get the students, listening intently. I get like really into the photo editing process because like you go through pick the photos and then you um pick the right photos and then you edit. So it's a little three-step process, but are there quicker ways? Are there whatever? I don't know. I like my way better than anything else. I like this shot. So this is like just the process I go through. I like to really just take my time with a lot of photos because you're capturing people's likeness and their image, and you want to be able to present that in the best way possible. Um, this is Lainey. She's a phenomenal young poet. This young brother, he was spitting for the first time. Get a good shot. Uh, this young man, he did his poem in Spanish. I thought that was pretty cool. Very unique. I think it's always cool for like the bilingual artists to kind of just go back and forth between Spanish and English with their art. I always thought that was just like incredible, incredible. Simba with the behind the scenes. I don't know why she be like hiring me to do pictures, but like she gets like content on her phone. I'm like, dude, let me do this. Let me do this. And that's all good. Sometimes you just gotta like post on social media and stuff like that. So it's the squad. Okay. We took a group picture at the end. As you see, we are perfect. I always take multiple shots of any pictures. Any pictures I take, I always take multiple shots of it. Okay, perfect. So that is the selection process. Now let's jump into Lightroom because now we want to um, go into the keepers. Select all, review the import, and photo 80 photos. It looks like it starts from the ending. So the first thing I always do in Lightroom is I have no shame in going clicking auto first, just so that way it's like the software could get the photo halfway there, so that way I can then go in and do my editing. So I'm gonna bring it up. It's a little yellow, so I'm gonna bring in the blues a little bit more. Uh, bring the contrast, bring those colors down just a little bit. Shadows, yeah, let's bring the shadows up. Bring the whites down. Just bring some of the color back. This is the process that I go through, and I like how this photo looks. A trick that a lot of photographers do, and it's like let me show you before it and after. This is after. This is before. After, before. As you see, I brought up the shadows. Well, yeah, do we have noise? So we have a little noise or whatever. That's these little parts or whatever. But we're not gonna worry about that. We got the overall shot. It's nice and bright. Once you see it, kind of like on social, you barely even notice. So what I'm doing is I'm copying the settings for this photo, and I'm actually gonna paste it here because it's the same shot, and it's the same shot basically. And so you can basically just copy the edit to be able to save time. Now this one you can't really do the same, so I'm gonna select my auto here, and then I'm going to bring up the exposure just a little bit more. Again, this is what it would look like before. This is what it looked like after. So this right here saves a lot of time because it's like we're taking pictures in the same room. We're taking pictures in the same room, and we are this is going to have similar lighting conditions depending on where you are aiming the camera. So I'm going to select my auto here. Then I'm going to bring the exposure up. Same here. Select the auto here, and I'm going to bring the exposure up. I might make some slight modifications, but for the most part, this is what we want to do. We are editing pictures. All right. Perfect. So a little bit less, but same scenario. Perfect. And I want to make sure that we are kind of just, I always like to look even further, like almost like I'm blind or something like that, to make sure there's nothing that I'm missing out on. Bring that up just a little bit. We're gonna bring those colors back with contrast. Now, yeah, let's bring that up. Okay, perfect. Love that shot. This is what it looked like before, after. Just bringing up the shadows. Do a lot. Some people I just love taking pictures of. Slim is one of them because she is very photogenic. Simba is as well. Just bringing up the points. So this Vanessa taking some behind the scenes pictures. Doing a little bit of editing here. As you know, she has a heart on her hand, which is super cool. So, and there's no wrong way or right way to edit a photo. When people are taking pictures of you, or you're taking pictures of them, or they hire you to take pictures, right? They're trusting your judgment. You don't have to worry about whether or not um, a lot of things, or don't necessarily have to worry yourself. You want to make sure that you're just confident in what you're doing. Sometimes people are completely wrong in what they're doing, but if they're confident, then everybody else is confident along with them. So she is a bright young lady. She hits me on the Instagram DMs, and she gives me like encouragement in regards to my photography and stuff, which is super cool. All right, bring you up here a little bit. As you see, the scenery is very dark, so that's why I want to bring up the exposure. So just again, what it looks like after. This is before. This is after. Before. So it's like if we get a little noise and everything like that, I'm not gonna fret, only because it's like, okay, what it looked like before was not great. It's like a process. It's like you're capturing the images, and then you are then uh, capturing the images, then you're kind of just shaping the photo to get what you want out of it. All right, perfect. The sun is setting on the west. Perfect. Smooth this out a little bit. So as you see, we took a lot of the yellows out, smoothed the skin out just a little bit, and I'm copy and pasting because there's these round of photos that are similar. So we are given the copy paste edit to it. I like that as well. Um, Take some of the yellows out, brings the blues in. So we are going to go back to our original edits here, and we're going to this just a dope shot right here. Okay, so we obviously copy and paste it, but it's too much exposure, so we're bringing that back down to a modest level. We're going to copy that edit, and we are going to duplicate that here, so that way it has that same vibe. Um, Perfect. Bring that up just a little bit. Now I have a edit for the actual um, board that I want to use. I'm going to use that here. Bring that here. This is the process. This is the process of editing. Usually, I'm listening to some lo-fi music or something like that, or a podcast probably to really keep myself stimulated. But being able to go live with you guys is just as rewarding. Bring down the saturation just a little bit. It's a little too contrasty. Um, yeah, some stuff you just gotta kind of like go in and be like, you know what, I'm gonna take a personal approach to some of these edits. Yeah, like I said, when you're taking pictures in fluorescent lights, you are facing a lot of challenges in regards to editing and lighting, but you know, been doing this for quite some time, so I can definitely get it to what I want it to look like. Let's take down some of them. Just okay, I like that. So let's get this edit again. Oops. Copy. Edit, paste, and let's take this just a little bit down. Let's bring some of the colors in just a little bit. Copy. Paste that. Paste that. These kids were really talented, and all of these kids are so freaking talented. I love the shot. It's probably one of my favorite shots because it really kind of conveys like the kids are getting a lot from what they're being taught. Um, and got the kids in the on the foreground. I mean, in the background, and then we have Slim in the foreground here. That's actually her head. Bring this up just a little bit. She has such a glowing smile. So it's always super dope to capture her in her element. Let's go ahead. Bring you up just a little bit. Bring the saturation down. Let's bring your exposure up just a smidge. I'm going to apply some of the same edits here. So yeah, I mean, just take a look. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looked like after. So, you know, a little bit of editing goes a long way. Saves you a lot of time. Um, and I didn't bring a flash or anything like that, so it allows me to be able to be very creative. It's a different type of edit that needs to be since she is in the dark here. Okay. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna keep that there. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that there. And we have a couple shots actually like that. So let's keep it there. Copy. Just bring your exposure down. We bring your colors in just a little bit. Yeah, this is the vibe, man. This is the editing life out here in these streets. It's no right, wrong way. It's just a way to get to where you want to be. Edit, copy, edit, paste, because it's the same shot. Do the same here. Bring to darks. Bring the lighting down here. Bring some color back. All right, perfect. So we have this shot, and let's go ahead and click auto. We want to raise the exposure. It's very saturated, so we're gonna reduce the saturation a ton. I'm gonna blow it up. This gives you the opportunity to be able to do so much with the photo to get it to where you want it to go. I'm gonna bring it clarity and just a smidge and dehaze it. Oh, maybe not. So let's see. Got her eyes closed right there. So maybe black some just a little bit more. Let's take a look at how it looks before, after, before, after. So let's run some of these color curves. Okay, so let's bring these highlights down. Bring some of these whites down. Oranges down. Yeah, you could really becomes a science after a while. Orange. Let's bring shadows up. Just a little bit, very a lot of noise here, so let's bring that down just a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go with that. I think I'm gonna bring blacks in just smidge more. All right. And we're gonna put the same edit here. Simply because it's the same photo, bring up the exposure a little bit, and that's that, man. That is not it. Okay. Still got some more edits to do. All right. I thought that was the last photo, but it isn't. So we want to just make some quick modifications here. Beautiful photo. Just all right, perfect. Now that is all the photos. So I'm going to click select. I am going to scroll all the way to the left, and I'm going to put file export. Click shift export, but 80 photos. We want our dimensions to be small so that way she can use on social media with no problem. Export 80 photos. Where our keepers, Exodus Workshop, and then I have 3 photos. Like I said, raw images, keepers, and edits. So that is that. So that is the process. That is the process. So while that's exporting, let's go back to my main screen here. All right. So it looks like we got a comment here. How's it going? It's going good, man. Got a comment here. How's it going? It's my guy. Well, I guess I could have just commented on the thing. Okay. All right. So that is the process of me editing photos. I always have 3 uh, folders. I have the raw photos, I have the keepers, and I have the edits. I keep all of the raw photos over and I drag it to my hard drive, my 2 terabyte hard drive. Don't do it on my computer, never do it on your computer. I do that because I want to make sure that that all the raw photos, like if somebody be like, hey, do you have more shots of this or do you have more shots of that? Then I could go back into the raw photos and I can go ahead and put them into the keepers so that way I could go ahead and edit it. The keepers are mainly photos that I specifically like myself, that I like to, be like, okay, I took 10 photos of this. I'm going to keep the best 2, So that's the process with that. So yeah, that's the editing process, and I'm gonna make sure that I start creating a lot of this type of content more for you guys in the future. And so just stay tuned. Consistency is the key, and that's what I plan on doing. Yeah. All right, in broadcast.